Hello, everybody. Scoony Double 7 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 13-7 Cleveland Indians taking on the 8-12 Kansas City Royals. This is game 2 of a 3-game series, with the Indians taking game 1. But who's going to win game 2? Will it be the Indians? Will it be the Royals? We'll find out in 9 innings time. And here is the starting lineup for the Cleveland Indians. Leading off, the center fielder, Grady Sizemore. Batting second, the second baseman, Jamie Carroll. Batting third, the designated hitter, Travis Hefner. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the catcher, Victor Martinez. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Ryan Garco. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Absur Cabrera. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Ben Francisco. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Jason Michaels. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Casey Blake. On the mound for the Royals, it is Brett Tomko, who will come into the game starting with an ERA of a 2.22. He's got 2 wins and no losses. He's pitched 24 and 1/3 of an inning, allowed 20 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 2 walks. We're here at Kauffman Stadium, which gives a -1 to strikeouts and a -3 to walks. And with that, Grady Sizemore steps up into the batter's box. He's batting at 256, and we're ready for the first pitch. And that is a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's going to be all right. We're going to start this game off with a range play. Now, on a range play, we're going to check the outfielder's arm range. That is the first digit in the outfielders. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Line drive down the first baseline to G-Load. His range is a 1. That makes it a 2. It's a 2. Doesn't get the range. And that's going to be good for a single. And with that, Sizemore will lead off with a base hit. So as Sizemore goes to first, let's take a look at the starting defense for the Kansas City Royals. DeZeus will be out there in left field, Garth Wright at center, Tihan will be in right field. Going around the horn, we've got Gordon on third, Penna will be at short, Calypso at second, G-Load at first, Olivo behind the plate, and Tomko will be on the mound. Strategy rolls a 19 with the infield at double play depth. Jamie Carroll steps up, batting at 250, and that is going to be a sacrifice play. And that's going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, strikeout on a 1-4. The 11 is too high, and that is going to be good for a successful sac bunt. Now, when we bunt, we're going to roll 1d6 to determine who the fielder is. That's going to be the pitcher. So in a 1-2, it'll go up the middle. And then we'll roll 1d20 to determine the bunt rate. Now, since Jamie Carroll's bunt rating is a 4, on a 1-14, it's a good bunt. That is a 7. So we'll click the bunt here. 1 out. However, that is going to move Sizemore over to second. And with that, Travis Hefner will come up. He's batting a 181. Strategy roll is a 19 with the infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Home run on a 1-11. The 18 is too high. 1-5, column 1, row 5. Now that is a split result. Now we resolve split results off of the batter card, determining how the pitcher is. Is the pitcher a left or a right-handed pitcher? In this case, Brett Tomko is a right-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and that's going to be a ground ball up down the first base line to G-Load. He'll make the catch, and that'll put two away. Sizemore on second. Runners will advance on balls hit to first, second, or the catcher, so Sizemore will advance to third with the out being at first. So 2 outs, and the Indians have a runner in scoring position, and that's going to bring up Victor Martinez. Martinez batting at .268. Strategy rolls a 19. Indians holding off, and here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a hit by pitch. Brett Tomko will give a -10. Victor Martinez, which will drop Victor's hit by pitch rating to 0. The 14 is too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5, ground ball to second base. Calypso will make that play, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Indians do leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals. Leading off, the center fielder, Joey Garthright. Batting second, the left fielder, David DeZeus. Batting third, the right fielder, Mark Tejan. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the designated hitter, Billy Butler. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Alex Gordon. Batting sixth, the catcher, Miguel Olivo. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Ross G-Load. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Alberto Calypso. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Tony F. Henna. On the mound for the Cleveland Indians, it is Fausto Carmona. Starting ERA, it comes into the game with a starting ERA of a 5.32. 3 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 23 2/3 of an inning, allowed 24 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 13 walks. With that, Joey Garthright steps up into the box. He's batting at .250, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That's going to be a range play. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Double star 1. Now, on a double star, we are going to check the double star line. And that is going to be a ground ball to Garko. His range is on a 1-2. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. Makes the catch. Underhands it to Fausto, who will tag the base for out number 1. 1 away, and that's going to bring up David DeZeus, who's batting at .200, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, range play. 5-2, column 5, row 2, single to Cabrera. His range is on a 1-3. This time it's a 6, higher than the 3. Doesn't make the play, and that's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, DeZeus will get on with a base hit. So Cabrera, for his range plays, he's 2 for 6, and Garko is also 2 for 6 for his range plays as well. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Cleveland Indians. Michaels will be out there in left field. Sizemore will be in center. Francisco will be is playing right. Going around the horn, we've got Blake on third. Cabrera will be at short. Carroll will be on second. Garko at first. Martinez will be behind the plate, and Falsto will be on the mound. Strategy roll is a 2 as Mark Teahen comes up, and that's going to be a hit and run. So for hit and runs, all ground double play ratings will get a -2. Base run ratings will get a +2. Home run and walks are cut in half. We round those down. Lineouts are considered double plays, on the exception of an error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Mark Teahen batting a .238, and here is the pitch. Infield at double play depth, by the way, 1-3. Column 1, row 3, that is a blank. Teahen, 1-2, column 1, row 2, ground ball to Carroll. He'll make the catch there. The Zeus's base run rating is a 4. That is a 6 for the double play rating. 0, Cabrera being the pivot. So in a G4, on a left-handed batter, the pivot is going to be the shortstop on that. Ground double play rating is a 1. So we take 1d6 rolled against the ground double play rating. And if the roll is equal to or less than the ground double play rating, it's a double play. However, if the roll is if the roll is greater than the runner on first, it's a force out at second. If it is a roll of a 6, which is what we got here, it's the only play is at first. So the Zeus will go to second, with the out being at first. And with 2 outs and a runner on second, the strategy roll is a 4. Royals holding off. Also with 2 outs, remember we add a +1 to the base run rating. It's going to bring up Billy Butler batting a .208. Strategy roll is a 4 with the infield at normal depth. Royals holding off, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 minus 3. We add 7 to that range. That's a 17. That's a 2. And that is going to be good for a walk. So with that, Billy Butler will trot on down to first, and we've got runners on first and second. That's going to bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon batting a .230. Strategy roll 7. Royals holding off, and here's the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a blank. Gordon. 4-4, column 4, row 4. Line drive to Carroll, who will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for the Royals. After 1, we're tied at 0. We're going to the top of the second. Ryan Garko, Absur Cabrera, and Ben Francisco due up for the Indians. Ryan Garko batting a .239, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, double question mark, single on a 1-19. That is a 7. That's going to be good for a single. Double question mark is the only thing we follow right now, because right now Brett is not tired. And with that, Garko will get on with a base hit. So Cabrera batting a .316, strategy roll 7, runner on first, infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1-11, 18 too high. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That's going to be good for a base hit down the first base line. Garko will go to second, but does he pick up the extra base and goes to third? He will he'll go from first to third with a base run rating of a 2 through 6. Base run rating is a 1. He will hold. Strategy roll is a 2, and that's going to bring up Ben Francisco. He's been so far in 5 games, 1 at bat. He does have 1 stolen base, but no average just yet. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 2. Indians holding off right now. Infield still at double play depth, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Possible error. Then 3-3, column 3, row 3. Double star 4. That's going to be a ground ball to Gordon. Gordon's error range is an 8. That is a 6. So the error range is the number in the bracket. That is a 6. That is going to be an error. That's a 1 base error as Gordon will boot the ball. And with that, that'll load the bases. Garco goes to third. He'll hold. Cabrera goes to second. He'll hold. Strategy roll 13. That's going to bring up Jason Michaels. Michaels batting a 238. Infield's playing in. Bases are loaded, and here is the pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's a strikeout. On a 1-10, that is a 1. Struck him out! And that'll put 1 away. Casey Blake batting a 396. Strategy roll is a 15. Infield still playing in, and here is the pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4, strikeout. On a 1-12, that is a 10. Struck him out. So 2 away, and we go to the top of the order. Grady Sizemore, 1 for 1. Strategy roll is a 10. Infield now at normal depth. And here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1, range play with the @ symbol. So anytime the @ symbol comes up as a result off of the pitcher card, the play will be resolved using the ballpark card. And in this case, we're going to go to Kauffman Stadium. And it is going to be a range play. So whose range are we checking? 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a double to Garthright. His range is on a 1-3. Remember, with 2 outs, all the base run ratings get a +1. It's a 6. Garthright can't make the play in time. He doesn't see the ball. 2-run score on an RBI double. Francisco goes to third. He's waved around. That is a 6. He will advance. So on a 2-5, when we roll for runner advancement, that is a 4. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, when the run is equal to, the runner will advance. Otherwise, they hold. If it is a 6 or higher, the runner will advance. There is no throw. So it's a 3-run RBI double by Grady Sizemore, and that clears the bases. Strategy roll is a 1. That's going to be a steal attempt. His stolen base rating is an 18. That's going to be a -2. Sizemore's left. That's going to be a -3. That's going to make it a 15. They are not sending him. Because there's 5 numbers that could hurt him, and they're not sending him with 2 outs. 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is going to be a strikeout. On a 1-9, that is a 3. Struck him out. 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the second. Miguel Olivo, Ross Gilode, and Alberto Calypso due up for the Royals. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1 to 16. The 18 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a line drive down the third baseline to Blake. And that'll be out number 1. Ross Gilode is up. He's batting a 196, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Strikeout on a 1 to 5. The 16 is too high. 3-6, column 3, row 6, double star 3. That's going to be a ground ball. So on the double star line, we come over to the third number. That's going to be a ground ball to Cal. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Robert Calypso is up. He's batting a 333, and here is the pitch. Calypso 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 3. The 8 is too high. 3-5, column 3, row 5. Ground ball down the first baseline to Garco. He'll make the catch. And that will retire this. And that retires the side as the Indians will retire the Royals in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, it's Cleveland 3, Kansas City nothing. We go to the top of the third. It's Travis Hefner, Victor Martinez, and Ryan Garco due up for the Tribe. And here is the pitch to Travis Hefner, who's batting a 178. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout on a 1 to 13. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that is going to bring up Victor Martinez. 0 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1 to 5. That is an 11. The 11 is too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base to Calypso. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, Ryan Garco. 1 for 1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 9. That is a 4. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Royals return the favor and retire the Indians in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the third. Tony F. Penna, Joey Garthright, and David DeZeus due up for the Royals. Tony Penna batting a 220, and here is the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1 to 12. That is a 9. Struck him out. Struck him out, and we'll go to the top of the order as the order flips over. Joey Garthright 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Garthright 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. 1-6, column 1, row 6. Ground ball up the middle to Carmen to Fausto. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Garco. And that'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up David DeZeus. 1 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Strikeout on a 1 to 7. That is a 4. Struck him out. And the Royals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, it's Indians 3, Royals nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Upsor Cabrera, Ben Francisco, and Jason Michaels due up for the Tribe. Upsor Cabrera 1-for-1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6, strikeout. On a 1-11, the 20 is too high. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Now, Cabrera being a switch hitter, Tomoko being a right-handed pitcher, we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and that's going to be a fly ball back there to Jesus. We'll make the catch, and that'll put one away. Ben Francisco 0-for-1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a blank. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Double star 3, that's going to be a ground ball to Calypso. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Jason Michaels 0-for-1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a blank. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Double star 4. Ground ball to Gordon. Gordon will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Royals retire the Indians in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Mark Teahen, Billy Butler, and Alex Gordon due up for the Royals. Mark Teahen 0-for-1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Kauffman Stadium. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Power hit to Francisco. That is a 3. That's going to be good for a single. And with that, Teahen will get on with a base hit. Butler walked his last time up. The strategy roll was a 9. Infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, strikeout. On a 1-7, that is a 2. Struck him out. And that is going to bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon 0-for-1. Strategy rolls a 16, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. Fly ball back there to Francisco. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 away, and that's going to bring up Miguel Olivo, who is 0-for-1. Strategy roll is a 9, and here is the pitch. Olivo 3-3, column 3, row 3. Strikeout 1-16. The 18 is too high. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's a double in the right field. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Oliver will go to second. Teahen to third. The stop sign goes up for Teahen. Base run rating of a 3. The roll is a 5. And if the roll is higher than the base run rating, he will hold. And that is what he does. He will hold at third. So runners on first, second, and third. Ross G-Load is up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1. That is a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6. Double start 2. It's going to be a ground ball to Garko. Ground ball to Garko. His range is on a 1-2. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side as the Royals will leave 2 stranded in scoring position. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And 2 left on. After 4, it's Indians 3, Royals nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Casey Blake, Grady Sizemore, and Jamie Carroll due up for the Indians. Casey Blake 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's going to be a range play. By the way, Brett Tomoko can face 6 more batters before he's considered tired. Range play. Whose range are we checking? 3-6, column 3, row 6. It's a single to Tian. His range is on a 1-4. That is a 6. He can't make the play. He misjudged that. He's 11 for 6 on range plays. And with that, Blake will get on with a base hit. We go to the top of the order. Grady Sizemore, who is 0 for 2 with a double and 3 RBIs. Strategy roll is an 11, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Home run chance on a 1-8. The 11 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's going to be good for a base hit to Tihan. He'll make the catch out there in the left field. Blake goes to second, but he will advance to third. He does go from first to third, as that will be a +2. And with that, we have runners on the corners. Jamie Carroll is up. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 3, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Home run on a 1. The 12 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is going to be a line drive up the middle to Tomko. He'll make the catch. And the runner is doubled up. That's going to be a double play on a 4. That's going to go to first base. That's a double play. Double play. That's going to leave Blake at third, 2 out, and that's going to bring up Travis Hefner, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Hefner, 3-2, column 3, row 2, hit by pitch. That's a 6. The 20 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a ground ball to Calypso. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Alberto Calypso, Tony F. Penna, and Joey Garthright due up for the Royals. Alberto Calypso is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1-3. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll be 1 away. Tony F. Penna, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, strikeout on a 1 to 12. That is a 12. Struck him out. And that'd be 2 away. Now we go to the top of the order. Joey Garthwaite, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a blank. 2-4, column 2, row 4, double star 3. It's a ground ball to Carroll. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Royals will go down in order. Royals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5, it's Indians 3, Royals nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. It's Victor Martinez, Ryan Garko, and Absul Cabrera due up for the Indians. Victor Martinez 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. By the way, Brett Tomoko can face 2 more batters. The Royals have their bullpen starting to warm up, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, hit by pitch. That is a 0. The 18 is too high. 2-5, column 2, row 5, double star 1. Fly ball back there to Garthwaite. Garthwaite goes back, sizes it up, makes the catch, and puts 1 away. Ryan Garko, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a run, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3, possible error on a throw. Who's error range are we checking to 4? Column 2, row 4, double star 5. It's a ground ball to Penna. His error range is a 1 to 7. That is a 4. That is a throwing error. That's a 1-base error. Throws it wide past G-Load, and Garko will get on with an error. So that is an E6 on that play. Tomko now tired, 1 out with a runner on first. They are going to give him a couple more batters. And here comes Absur Cabrera, who is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Strategy roll is a 12, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Kauffman Stadium. And that is going to be a 5-2. Column 5, row 2, ground ball to Calypso. Calypso makes the catch. No double play there, however. Garko will be forced out at second because the roll is higher than his base run rating. And with that, Cabrera is on with a base hit. And with that, Ben Francisco is up. He's 0 for 2 with a run scored. Strategy roll is a 3, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4, strikeout on a 1 to 9. That is a 9. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the 6th. David DeZeus, Mark Teahen, and Billy Butler due up for the Royals. David DeZeus is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. And with that, Fausto can face 6 more batters before he's considered tired. And here is the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's a wild pitch. It's a foul ball, nobody on base. So we're going to re-roll. 5-6, column 5, row 6. We're just going to go right next door to that one. That is a blank. 3-2. Column 3, row 2. It's a fly ball. Fly ball to Sizemore. He'll make the catch, and that'll put one away. Mark Teahen, 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Kauffman Stadium. And that's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 5. Ground ball down the third baseline to Blake. Blake makes the catch, throws it over to Garko. And that'll be 2 away. Billy Butler, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Butler, 6-6, column 6, row 6. Wild pitch, it's a foul ball. And that is going to be a 5-3. Column 5, row 3, walk plus this time. 17, that is a 1, remember, and a walk plus. We add 10, minus 3 from Kauffman Stadium, so we're adding 7 to that range. And with that, Butler will be walked. It's the second walk of the game that was allowed by Falsto. Strategy roll was a 5, and that's going to bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. At the ballpark, we go to Kauffman Stadium, 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a double to Sizemore. That's a one-hop ball off the wall. Butler goes to third. As he waved around home, he'll go from first to home on a +1. That is a 4. Die roll is a 3. Butler will score. And that puts the Royals on the board. It's 3-1. And that is going to bring up Miguel Olivo, who is 1 for 2 today with a double. Strategy roll is a 2, runner on second with 2 outs. And here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a walk, a 0. The 18 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That's a pop-up. Cowell will get underneath that. Will make the catch. And with that, Falsto points up at it. Calypso will get underneath it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 6. After 6, it's Indians 3, Royals 1. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Jason Michaels, Casey Blake, and Grady Sizemore due up for the Indians. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Royals. Brett Tomko done. And with that, they're going to bring in Yasuhiko Yabuta. That is his card. Yabuta will come into the game. Comes into the game with an ERA of a 6.75. No wins, 1 loss. He does have 4 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Brett Tomko, he went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.38. Now, Yabuta does have a special K rating. We will talk about the special K rating when that comes into play. Jason Michaels, who is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Home run chance on a 1 to 6. That is a 3. We need a 12 or less. That is a 7. It clears the special K rating. And that is going to be a solo home run by Jason Michaels. That ball is out of here. And that ball's hit down the left field side. The Zeus goes back to the wall. And it's into the fountains. It's 4-1 on a solo bomb by Jason Michaels. Puts the Indians up 4-1. And that is his first home run of the replay. As he's making his way back to the dugout, his teammates are all high-fiving him. And with that, Casey Blake, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Strikeout plus on a 1 to 22. That is an 18. So strikeout pluses work the same way as a walk plus. We add 10 to the strikeout range, -1 for the Kauffman Stadium, so we're adding 9, and that is how we get the 22. Struck him out. And he goes down looking, and we'll go to the top of the order. Grady Sizemore, 3 for 3 today with 3 RBIs, and here is the pitch. That's a 3 RBI day for him today, and that's going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4, possible error on a ground ball. Special K rating on a 1 to 5. The 8 is too high, and that's going to be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. However, that is going to be a fly ball back there to Garth Wright. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Jamie Carroll is up. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and the pitch. That's going to be a 3-2. Column 3, row 2, range play at the ballpark. 11 outside of the range, 1-1. Column 1, row 1, ground ball to G-Load. His range is a 1. And that is a 4. That will slide past him, and that's going to be good for a double. Jalode can't get it, and Carroll will hustle over to second on that. So 2 outs and a runner on second. It's 4-1 Indians. Kyle is right. That's going to be a +1. That's going to be a -1. I'll make it a 13 with 2 outs. They're not sending him. 5-4, column 5, row 4, range play. By the way, that is 0 for 5. It is 0 for 5 on range plays, 10 outside of the range. 4-3, column 4, row 3, line drive to Yabuta. Yabuta's range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. Makes the catch and retires the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors as we do sing. Take me out to the ball game. So let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Kauffman Stadium. Indians came out scoring 3 runs in the second inning, a run in the 7th. 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Royals scored 1 run in the 6th, 1 run, 4 hits, and they've committed only 2 errors. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Ross Gillow, Alberto Calypso, and Tony F. Pena due up for the Royals. And with that, Falsetto's still staying out there on the mound. He can face one more batter before he's considered tired. Ross Giolone 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 3, that is a 4. The 4 is too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Sizemore. Sizemore goes back to the wall, makes the catch. And that'll put one away. And with that, Falso now tired. Alberto Calypso is up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. However, the bullpen for the Indians is starting to warm up now. And with that, here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, here comes the manager. And with that, here comes the judge. And with that, the manager comes out of the bullpen to take the ball away, and Falsetto will go back. And we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound for the Indians. This is called the Indians bullpen. And they're going to bring in Rich. So no ERA. He has no wins, no losses. He has a 1.8 ERA. It's 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Falso, he went 6 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and ERA of a 4.50. With that, Tony Penna steps up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. Rich Rundles on the mound for 4, column 4, row 4. That's going to be a walk plus. That's a 9. The 12 is too high. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Power hit to Sizemore. That is a 9, and that's going to be a fly out. And that'll put 2 away. We go to the top of the order. Joey Garthright, 0 for 3 today. Garthright going to take the hit, and here is the pitch. Garthright, 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout. On a 1 to 4, the 8 is too high. 5-3, column 5, row 3. However, that is going to be a ground ball down the first baseline to Garco. Garco will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Royals after 7. It's Cleveland 4, Royals 1. We'll go to the top of the 8th. Victor Martinez, Ryan Garco, and Absul Cabrera due up for the Tribe. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Royals, Yabuta Dunn. And they're going to bring in Joel Palatra. Come in. Palatra also with a special K. Comes into the game with an ERA of a 4.14. No wins, no losses. He's pitched 8 2/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Take a look at the stats here for Yabuta. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, and an ERA of a 7.20. Martinez, Garco, and Cabrera, 4, 5, and 6 in the Cleveland lineup that he'll have to face, and here is the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5, strikeout plus on a 1-15. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away, and Ryan Garco, who was 1 for 3. And here is the pitch, 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a run. And that's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Home run chance on a 1-3. The 4 is too high. 20 outside of the range of the Special K. 1-4, column 1, row 4. Line drive up the middle to Balatra. He'll get it, toss it over to G-Load. And that'll be out number 2. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Absul Cabrera. Cabrera 1 for 3 with a run scored. And that's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Wild pitch, it's a foul ball. Reroll the dice. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a walk on a 1-8. The 20 is too high. 15 outside of the range of the Special K. 5-5, column 5, row 5, and that's going to be a single out there into right field. Cabrera will get on with a base hit. And that's going to bring up Ben Francisco. Francisco 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a run. They are going to let him take the hit. And that is going to be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4. Possible error. And that is a 2. That is in the range of the Special K. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. David DeZeus, Mark Teahen, and Billy Butler due up for the Royals. And with that, first baseman Ryan Garco going to come out. So they are going to make a change. No, they are not. They're going to leave everything as is. They're not making any changes. David DeZeus comes up. Rich Rundles done for Cleveland. And they're going to bring in Rafael Perez. Yep. Perez will come in. That is his card. So Perez will come into the game with a 1.34 ERA. No wins and 1 loss. He does have 2 saves. 6.2, 6 and 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Take a look at the stats here for Rich Rundles. He went 2/3 of an inning, no ERA. So 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Royals. Royals down by 3. David DeZeus is up. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. Possible error on a ground ball. That's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a double to Francisco. Error range is on a 1-9. That is a 2. That is an error. It's a 2-base error. As Francisco will bobble the ball. It's an inside the park home run. and David DeZeus will score. It's a 2-run game as the Royals cut the lead down to 2. It's 4-2. Mark Teahen, 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1, strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 10. Struck him out. And that'd be 1 away, and that's going to bring up Billy Butler. Butler is 0 for 1 with 2 walks, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. Pitch to Butler, 2-6, column 2, row 6, strikeout plus on a 1-15. That is a 10. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that's going to bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-10, the 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, Alex Gordon is on with a base hit. Perez tired, but they are going to leave him out there. He does need one more. Strategy rolls a 7, infield at normal depth. Miguel Olivo is up. He's 1 for 3 with a double. And that's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 3. Struck him out. So 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error, and 1 left on. We go after 8. It's Cleveland 4, Royals 2. We go to the top of the 9th. Jason Michaels, Casey Blake, and Grady Sizemore due up for the Indians. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Ross Giloud going to be done at first. And with that, they're going to bring in Jason Smith. Smith will take over at second, at first, and at second, they're going to bring in Mike Olivers to come in and take over at second. So that's going to be the changes made for the Royals. Smith now playing first, Mike Olivers playing second. And with that, they are going to send Palatra back out there to the mound. He is still good. Taking a look at the box score after 8 innings had been played here at Kansas City, the Indians scored a run in the 3rd and a run in the 7th, 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Kansas City, Royals scored a run in the 6th and a run in the 8th, and that with that inside the park home run. 2 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. With that, Jason Michaels, 1 for 3 with a home run, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a blank. Special K rating outside. It's a 1-3. That's going to be a 12. However, that is a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's going to be a ground ball to Alvarez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Casey Blake, 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And here is the pitch. Blake 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. Special K 1-3, 17 too high, 5-6. Column 5, row 6. That's going to be a single down the third baseline. And with that, Blake will get on with a base hit. Top of the order, Grady Sizemore, who is 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI with 1 out. That's going to be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3, range play. Palatra now tired, so they are going to leave him. Well, let's see. It's a range play on a 17-1-1. Column 1, row 1. Ground ball to Smith. His range is a 2. Infield is at double play depth. It's a single. It's a 6 outside of the range. That's going to be good for a single. Blake will go to second, but does he go to third? 2 through 6 for the base run rating. That is a 3. And the Indians have runners on the corners. And with that, here comes the skipper once again to take the ball away from the pitcher. We are going to go to the bullpen for the Royals, and they're going to bring in Raymond. Raymond is going to come in. That is his card. Raymond comes into the game with a 3.0 ERA. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Palatra, he went 1 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, and ERA of a 3.60. So 1 out, runners on the corners. Jamie Carroll 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double start 2. That's going to be a ground ball to Alvarez. He'll make the catch. No error there. And are they going to try to score the runner? Yes, they are. They're going to go for the auto out at first. They are. So with that, Blake scores. Sizemore goes to second. 2 outs, and that's going to be a RBI. So it's 5-2. Indians now have a 3-run lead, and that's going to bring up Travis Hefner. Hefner is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And that is going to be a 2-6. Column 2, row 6. Possible error on a ground ball. That's going to be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3. Line drive to Alvarez. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Royals down by 3. It's 3 to tie, 4 to win. They need a score of 6. They need to score 4 more runs. Can they do it? Will the dice allow them to do it? We'll find out. Jason Smith, Mike Alvarez, and Tony F. Penna do up. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Tribe. And that is going to be Lewis. So they're going to bring in Jensen Lewis. Oh, that is his card up there. 2 saves, No wins, no losses. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Perez, he went 2 innings, allowed one inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.43. Francisco charged with that error, which gave the inside the park home run. Jason Smith batting a 273, and here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. That's going to be good for a walk. That is a 0. No walk there for Smith. 5-4, column 5, row 4. And Smith will get on with a double. And with that, they're going to bring in Esteban German to pinch run here. So German is on pinch running. Mike Alves will be up. And here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Kauffman Stadium. And that's going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That's a double to Sizemore out there in center field. His range is a 3. That is a 3. He'll make the catch. And with that, German will hold at second. On an F8, we subtract 2, roll 1d6 against the base run rating. And if it's less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, he will advance to third, otherwise hold. So 1 out. Tony Penna up, runner on second, 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. Penna, 4-5, column 4, row 5, strikeout on a 1-12. The 9 struck him out. And with that, the Royals are down to the last out, and we go to the top of the order. Joey Garthwaite, 0 for 4 today. Is Garthwaite going to take the hit? No, he is not. And they're going to bring in Ryan Shell. They're going to bring in Mark Gundelseck to take the hit. That's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, strikeout on a 1-6. The 20 is too high. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's a double. And it's now a 2-run game as the Royals will cut the lead down to 2. It's 5-3. And next up, it's David DeZeus, who is 2 for 4 with a double, a strikeout, and a run. 2 outs. Runner on second. Strategy rolls are right now turned off, and the reason they're turned off is we take the difference in the score, add that to the inning. The difference is 2, so 2 plus 9 is 11. If the number you get when you add the difference plus the inning is higher than 10, you do not roll for strategy. David DeZeus, and here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. That's a walk on a 1-8. That is an 8, and that will put runners on first and second. So the tying run now on base, and that's going to bring up Mark Teahen. Teahen, the go-ahead run, 1 for 4 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, possible error on a throw. Whose error range are we checking? 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a single to Cabrera. Cabrera's error range is a 1 to 13. That is a 3. It's an infield single on no error. However, it is a throwing error. That's a one base error. And with that, the Royals now have it at a one-run game. Jensen Lewis staying out there. He is tired, and that's going to bring up Billy Butler. Butler is 0 for 2 with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a run. Strategy rolls are now turned back on. It's a 15 infield at normal depth. 1-5, column 1, row 5, strikeout. 1 to 7, 10, too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5, ground ball to Cabrera. He'll make the catch. And that's the ball game. As the Cleveland Indians defeat the Kansas City Royals 5-4. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and the Royals will leave 2 stranded. Final line score coming right up. Five to 4. Falsetto Cleveland, 5 runs on 11 hits with 2 errors. The Royals, 4 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, 22 hits between both teams. With that, Falsetto Carmen will pick up his 4th win. Brett Tomko will pick up his first loss. And Jensen Lewis picks up his 3rd save. Jason Michaels, it's the only home run of the game. So let's take a look at the stats here. Carmen, who picked up his 4th win, 6 and 1/3 innings, only had 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, an ERA of a 4.50. Brett Tomko picks up his first loss of the replay. He went 6 innings, only had 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.38. And Jensen Lewis will pick up his 3rd save. He went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 3.25. And Raymond Ramirez, who went 2/3 of an inning, has an ERA of a 2.69. So that's going to do it for us here at Kauffman Stadium for Game 1 of this doubleheader between the Cleveland Indians and Kansas City Royals. Indians will improve to 14-7, and the Royals will drop to 8-13. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile, and remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scoonie007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.